Don't worry about that.
I see the band over there.
Yeah, I can see it with my eyes now, so I can see.
I was one of the original 8 who came in January 2012.
This was from 10 years ago, of that famous night everyone talks about where the sky exploded. And this black blob here is me, so everything came together as if the stars were aligned, you know. We all got on so well. We had the best aurora activity, we had the best guide. Chad immediately beaming, bouncing, friendly.
My recollection of when I made this promise was the final day. We were all getting ready to leave. I probably just thought, oh, it'd be fun to say something like, if Lights Over Lapland's still here in 10 years, we'll bring you back. But looking back at it, it's one of the proudest things in my life that we actually said that and then made it happen.
Some of us have stayed in touch, just a little bit here and there, or some of us closer over the years. So it'll be great to see them all.
I think we'd all say it's changed our lives.
How nice to see you. Oh, you're gonna get it. There's some heavy weather in Abisko, but the next 2 nights.
I'm here for the reunion tour, the 10-year reunion of Chad Blakely's first ever photo expedition for the Aurora.
I was going to sell one of them out. I bought one of them, too small.
Well, our plan for now. So, as I told you earlier, we have several groups out tonight. One of those groups has driven towards Kira. Based on what I know about you guys, I think you would rather be somewhere with a clear sky, trying to get the best opportunity to see the auroras without the teepee, since we didn't have it.
I have spent the last few days with the first 8 guests that we ever had in Abisko for a Lights Over Lapland tour.
The road conditions are terrible, so we're going to take it very slow and very calm. 20 kilometers could be a 40-minute drive, but that's where we think we have the best chance tonight. So we're going to start.
Anywhere else in the world you'd think, nah, this isn't looking good. But knowing this place, you always have hope.
Does that sound like a reasonable plan?
Yeah.
All right.
I always find it so interesting that when our guests show up on a night where it's a full blizzard, you can see on their faces they're like a wilted flower and they don't believe there's any chance.
You guys okay? Yeah. All right. These wipers gave me a bit of trouble. I may have to stop.
I feel that it's more exciting for a guest to go out on a night with a blizzard. I like to say the clouds part like a curtain in a theater and they just show you the blue hole and the lights above. That to me is a more exciting experience than going out in perfect weather.
You have a nice hole. I think it's absolutely fine. I will put my headlamp on and just go look. I mean, if we get stuck, we have some cars.
I think it was the spring before the first Lights Over Lapland trip, and I ended up in the Lofoten Islands in February, and I was camped out in a little guest house right on the beach, and it was stormy, winds of 140 kilometers an hour.
I was working up at the Aurora Sky Station as an English-speaking host. Obviously, at the Aurora Sky Station in Abisko, it's very easy to see a lot of auroras and to take a lot of aurora photographs. I started to get a little bit of a name just because of the fact that every single night I uploaded photographs. And on my night off, when I wasn't at the Aurora Sky Station, I was out taking pictures of the aurora.
And I could feel this wooden house shaking, and through the gaps in the clouds were the most amazing aurora, but I couldn't even step outside because tiles were falling off the roof. The barn of the house next door came off. And in that moment I thought, I have to go somewhere else, aurora hunting.
Off of this car park, there's a really beautiful overlook. It's on the side of a big canyon.
I saw a gentleman in Finland who was offering aurora photo tours, and I knew Abisko was a better place than Finland because we see more auroras, and I thought, well, if that guy can do it, I'm going to give it a try.
Of course, I went to Google and I'm like, best place to see the aurora, and up comes Abisko. Stable climate, lots of clear skies. And this name kept popping up as Chad Blakely. But his photos were very different from other people's because he would have a little story that went with each picture that he took, and I could see, okay, this guy, he must live there.
All right, guys, please feel free to go wherever you like, minus down the cliff face.
Within a day, I had signed up, and you know, he sold me a tour, and that's how it started.
It was the first tour that I had ever offered. I remember very clearly when they all showed up, I thought, I'm going to have to figure out how to be a photography guide.
It's going to start to dance around, and I think there is cake on this. Woohoo!
I use the word serendipity quite a bit. I'm not an overly religious person. I don't believe in black magic, but I absolutely believe there was something on our side.
Guys, so as it starts to move a bit quicker, remember to reduce your shutter speed so we can get those curtains nice and sharp here.
And how was it first?
Incredible. It was amazing. You know, we came together, 8 people from different parts of the world. We'd have classrooms every day, looking at each other's photos from the previous night. You know, we were kind of rooting for each other. We were like, wow, that's such a good picture, Esther, or Alan, you did good. And, you know, we kind of bonded as a family as well. And Chad was very instrumental in that.
What are you talking about? How is this possible? A great time. We put it up. It was working just fine. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It is Nestle.
The night that we were down at the boathouse and we saw this spectacular aurora display, which went on for hours and hours and hours.
A wall of light coming at me, green, but with these gentle, ray. I want to say it was touching the earth, but of course it's not. It's 80 kilometers up in the sky. And it was coming at me quite fast, and it had little red bits on it as well. If I hadn't known what it was, I think I might have been really scared. I kind of froze for a few seconds and then thought, okay, I have to get these guys out of here. So I just a few paces back and said, out by your tripods now, like this is it.
I believe that the time lapse that we captured, which ended up on nationalgeographic.com, was really the first major media exposure for the aurora tourism season in Abisko, and I like to think that that was the seed that grew into the incredible place that Abisko is now.
He's shivering a little, but that could be exciting.
Yeah. When they were here, we had no cars. We had no snowmobiles. There were no daytime activities.
You can get any machine you want except for that one. And which one is Roger's? That one.
Yeah, the plan is if Esther's not feeling comfortable, she's going to have to scream really loud because I have this helmet on, so if I hear her scream, I'm going to stop. This is our plan.
Whether it was the weather gods or the aurora gods or whatever mystical power picks to put people together in their lives, it has certainly changed my life in an immeasurable amount of ways, but I also think it's changed their lives.
Since the first tour, I think I've been back 3 or 4 times.
Because I had such an incredible experience, I wanted all my friends and family to experience that high that I had, and you know, the excitement. And
I'm tempted to say it's a little bit of a spiritual experience to feel that. You feel connected to it, but it's something otherworldly, and yet it's entirely natural as well.
I am not an emotional person, but reliving these memories and also hearing the stories that I have been telling for a very long time, actually from the guests who were in these stories, it's really been an amazing feeling.
he really truly thinks that we're responsible for his success, which is really sweet of him.
And just to share that memory, to realise what it meant to everyone then and now, I think it was quite profound, and that's why, having shared it, we wanted to stay in touch.